We've got the king of comedy, John Cleese, in the studio. Get ready to laugh on DXB Today.
Hello and welcome to DXB Today, TGIF. What's that mean, Katie? Is that good?
Thank goodness it's Friday, Tom.
Okay, yeah, good. Thank goodness it's Friday, and what a show we have for you. What have we got for you? We've got excitement, we've got live entertainment, and above all else, we have got comedic royalty in the house for you tonight. What possibly more could you ask for?
Absolutely nothing. I am beyond excited about our guests on today's show. It's a DXB Today first. Joining us at our table today will be none other than the legendary, I can't even say it, it's John Cleese.
Get your words out.
He's going to be on the show.
Yeah, we're all very excited to have such a mega celebrity in the studio with us. And we also have an exclusive with an international comedian and a rising Hollywood star. So guys, big show tonight. And as always, we've got the guide on your weekend plans. Anything exciting that you guys are doing?
I'm watching a lot of sport. Does that count?
No.
Okay.
Plenty of sport. Dubai Fashion Week.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I'm
nice.
heading down there this weekend to D3 to pretend I'm cool and fashionable.
What are you going to wear?
I've got this from Wear That, and then
Don't wear
D3. Hey, I look cool today. Thomas, just because you wear the same blue jacket.
Well, I'm keeping with the theme of today's show, and I'm hoping to check out Maz Jobrani and Mo Amer.
There you
So
go. Perfect.
Arab talents and comedians, way to go.
Lots to look forward to. Now, if you're wondering what to do this weekend, as we've just been wondering, our guest co-host has the roadmap to everything the UAE has to offer right now. And he's got big news to share with us. But the question we are asking is, who is it? Let's find out.
Hi, I'm Dane from Discover.ae, and I'm delighted to be joining as a guest co-host today.
Dane, absolutely great to have you with us on the show tonight. Now, one event that has been growing bigger and bigger each and every year is, of course, Middle East Comic Con. Our man Faris, of course, was down there to take in all of the action. And guess what? Got to talk to Hollywood actress Meg Helamawi, star of the hit TV show like Rami, to mention one, Marvel series, Moon Knight. So let's have a little look at Faris's conversation with me.
to be even better. Until next time, goodbye.
May Kalamawi. Now, I think I speak on behalf of many Egyptian and, Arab women when I say May's role in Rami impacted me so much. Amazing. Now, speaking of entertainment, Dane, tell us what makes the Discover app such a great guide for people here in Dubai.
I think when you're looking for something to do in the UAE, it's having that trust factor and wanting to actually know that what content you are looking at is actually the best of the UAE and the best of Dubai. So myself and our small but growing team, we're always out and about in the UAE and finding those places to go to that we know are going to be the best things to do across Dubai and beyond.
Don't get more from you throughout the shows. Our guest co-host for today, so more from Dane shortly. But time now to bring in our very special guest this evening. Look, quite simply, he's been making us laugh for nearly half a century now. And today we are honoured to have him here live in studio to keep a tap on things. Do we need a fanfare? I don't think we need a fanfare. Please welcome international, renowned actor, producer, comedian, all-round good bloke, Mr. John Cleese.
Thank you.
John, thank you so much indeed for being with us.
I'm delighted to be here.
Great to have you
With
back.
pretty ladies, too.
Oh,
It's really
stop
nice.
it.
And what
the worst
about
job in the
us?
world, is it?
Not the worst job.
Listen, where do we start? We want to find out more about your night here in Dubai. I want to find out about why you're here. We're going to do that a little later on. First up, though, let's start with what makes us laugh. Comedy, as I mentioned there.
Yeah.
Who better to ask than the encyclopedia of comedy? You've been making people laugh for almost 50 years. Is it the same things that are making us laugh, that are making you laugh?
It's
as it has been?
hugely, trouble is, it's hugely complicated because people have quite different senses of humour.
Yeah.
That's never taken into account when people say, is it funny? The answer is it is for some people, it isn't for others.
Yeah.
And when I'm doing my show, I show clips, and the lovely thing is that the light from the screen allows me to watch the first 2 or 3 rows. And what I see is there's some people, and there are some people like that, and some people go, and then there's always 1 or 2, and this about, and the reactions are so different. People don't take that into account, and that's why when people try to stop one kind of humour, it's not very fair, because some people like one kind of humour and other people like another kind of humour, and we should allow them all, I think.
How does that affect you as a comedian, then as a performer? When you're there and seeing the different reactions, do you think, OK, I'm going to, tag onto these because they're laughing, or I'm going to try and impress them because they're not?
At the beginning, when you start in this business, you want everyone to think you're funny, and then slowly you get in touch with reality, and you find there's always some people who don't think you're funny, and that's the way it is. I mean, it depends. If they're just sitting there like that, that's all right. It's when they're sitting there like that.
Oh, no.
And they are the ones always in the front row. Truly, any comedian will tell you that these people are always sitting in the front row. So you have to try not to look at them.
The comedy scene has changed so much, especially in the last decade. And I know that you've talked a lot about cancel culture and the sensitivity about being a comedian. How do you feel like the pressures have changed?
I do stage shows.
Yeah.
Now, because I do stage shows, I get audiences that like my humour. They don't think I can't stand John Cleese. Let's buy 12 tickets. You see, they're pre-selected to like me, so I know they're not going to be offended because they're from an older age group by and large, and they're going to like the kind of comedy that I do, which is very different from a lot of people's. It's a bit more black. I mean, I do routines about death, for example, which people, when I start on them, people kind of go, ooh. And then by the end, they're laughing, and they tell me after the show they actually feel better about it.
And when it comes to your Dubai show, like, what can people expect? Has it changed for the Dubai audience, especially those people on the front row that are going to be like this?
Well, I have about 4 hours of material, so I'm sitting now with the guy who manages my show and shows all the clips and working out the best stuff. But some of the best stuff I do, I think, is about hotels, and that's not suitable for some audiences. You do it for a younger audience, they don't stay in hotels much, but in Dubai, everyone's used to staying in hotels. So I have a whole lot of stuff there, mainly about the fact that when you get into your hotel room, you can't open the windows.
Why is that?
Because they're frightened you're going to jump out.
Oh, my goodness.
They're obsessed with people jumping out of their windows. When you walk up to a reception desk, and they're checking in, they're saying to each other, does he look like a jumper?
Oh, goodness.
You know?
Now, John, we've got so much more with you after the break. Guys, don't go anywhere. This guy's killing me today. It's time for a short break, and we'll be back, of course, with the legendary John Cleese, as well as my one-on-one interview with the Axis of Evil star Maj Jobrani. All coming up next.
Welcome back. We are with the great, I can't say great, it's the legendary Mr. John Cleese.
Yeah, legendary. And I'm something else too.
Oh, well.
I'm a national institution.
Royalty.
No, I was a comedy icon, but I got promoted last week.
So that's in the UK, you're a national institution. When are you going to become a national institution to the UAE?
That's the big question.
Next Saturday night, is
Depends
it?
on how often you ask me back. Yes, I've done shows here a lot of times. I did two lots of shows at the Madanat. And I like the audience here is great, but at the Madanat it was a little bit odd because I hadn't paid for an audience here before. And I came out and I thought, what's different about this audience? And I suddenly realised that all I could see of them was the top of their heads because they all had the
phones.
Yes, really.
I've not seen that before here.
It doesn't happen now, but it did 10 years ago.
And what's your favourite thing to do while you're here in the UAE? Going to be here for a few weeks? Like,
well,
what do you get
I come here to work, you see. People think I'm on holiday. No, if I was in London, I'd be miserable and damp and I'd have a sore throat and chest infection. Here, I get up in the morning and it's lovely, so I sit down to write, because writing is what I do most of the time. So I just sit there, and the restaurants here are terrific, and the staff are so nice and friendly. There's a very positive atmosphere here, you know. It's a little bit like Singapore. Is that people are happy to be there. We're in London.
Now, you've made
They're all
the news.
looking at atlases. You know?
You've made the news quite a bit recently with news that Faulty Towers reboot with your daughter. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I mean, for 40 years, I thought I couldn't see how to do it. What's the point? You know, it's been done very well. And then my daughter knew somebody as a director. He's a very good director. And we had dinner in Las Vegas about 5 months ago. And he said, how about, and he said something, I thought, oh, I never thought of that. I think that could work. So Camilla and I are having Zooms because she's in Los Angeles, but we're trying to figure out it's going to be completely different. That's the point. There would be no point in going back to the hotel and trying to redo that.
No, yeah, for sure.
You know, and as everybody said, people say to me, but it's not going to be as good. And I said, I know.
Yeah.
That had occurred to me. If you do something that gets voted the greatest sitcom in British history, I'm probably not going to top it.
The bar's pretty high, isn't it?
The bar's high.
Pretty high at the moment.
But nevertheless, I might do something that's quite funny.
I mean,
and maybe quite funnier than some of the things out there. So
that's also not
Talking
difficult.
of funny, it is March the 18th, that's
Yes,
right, next
correct.
Saturday. Oh, this coming Saturday. Look forward to that. Next Saturday, I should say, down at Dubai Opera. The title, An Evening with the late John Cleese.
Yes. It's
John,
the
so
first
before you
show-
answer, can I tell you,
What?
on some of the Facebook groups here in Dubai, they're like, well, if he's dead, how are we... Honestly, they're literally so
This
confused
is
by
why the people who have no sense of humour should never be in charge of people who do have a sense of humour. It's a disaster. There will have been people watching the last section who would say there's nothing funny about people jumping out of windows.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yeah.
And what I want to say to them is a whole love of life is a grim, miserable business. So
Quite.
enjoy it as much as you can. But a few of us are going to have a few laughs.
So why then the late John Cleese? Why have you confused everybody?
Because I like confusing people.
I mean, think about how many times he's pranked us since he's been here. I came to shake his hand and he pulled me down. I was like, ah! And then he pretended like he couldn't get up the stairs. You're killing me.
You know, why not have fun? You know? My wife, who's quite wonderful, quite mad, of course, but she's wonderful. And we spend a lot of time hiding behind pillars and jumping out at people in the hotel. Not at people, sorry, at each other.
That was going
at each
whatsoever.
other. Because it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting because Dane, I mean, obviously on the app and Discover as well, we have so many stand-up comics and so many comedians coming through to Dubai. Why do you think that is? Why do they always come here? Because as John said, it could easily offend different people or the comedy might not work.
Nice flight.
Nice flight, nice holiday.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. So when you go to a comedy show, and like when you have the British comedians come over and when you have the American comedians come over, you do kind of notice in the crowd certain people that might not get the sense of humour. But what is nice with some comedians that come over, they kind of explain it as a going along in a humorous way. But I think it's nice that so many different cultures can come together and actually experience comedy that might not be their norm, and originally they might not find it funny.
Expose people to new stuff, as they say. You know, travel broadens the mind.
The books that you've been writing lately about creativity, I feel like you're trying to educate us to a certain extent. You're definitely a source of inspiration.
I studied creativity for 60 years because I never thought I was creative. And then I went to Cambridge and I found I could make people laugh. And I thought, I don't know. I didn't know I was creative. So I started looking at the process, and I've written a little book, the great advantage of which it can be read in 50 minutes. And it tells you all that you need to know about creating the circumstances in which you will naturally become more creative.
Unfortunately, John, we could talk for hours, as you well know. But we have served ourselves 30 seconds. So, obviously, the show next Saturday at Dubai Op. In fact, John, that's your camera over there. If I can ask you, you've got a 30-second plug, OK? Take it away. Next Saturday.
Please come to the Opera House on Saturday week, which is the 18th?
18th. Yeah.
18th, to see me trying to be funny. If you don't like the sort of stuff I do, for goodness sake, don't come, because you're going to have a very disappointing evening. But you might like some of it. And it's a special occasion because it's the very first show I've done since I died.
John, thank you so much. Genuinely honoured to have you, and best of luck for the show. You'll see me in the front, but not with my arms crossed.
Yes,
Thank you, John.
Yeah, I'll pick you out if you do.
I think I can say on behalf of all of us, it's been such an honour to have you here in the studio and in
It has
Dubai.
brought
Thank you so much for
meaning
joining
into
us.
your otherwise pointless lives.
Now we have another special treat for you. International comedian Maz Jobrani is in Dubai for his new comedy special, and I talked to him ahead of his show this weekend. Check it out. So you are back on tour. We're very excited to have you here. Tell us, you have a show coming up on the 11th. A little sneak preview. What are you going to be tackling this time around?
Well, the show on the 11th is going to be what we call rock and roll, right? It's going to be me and Mo Amer co-headlining at the Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi, and we have 2 local openers as well. And it's just going to be a huge show. You know, Mo has been obviously doing great all around the world. I am so happy to be back on tour again after 2 years of COVID. Where have you been? So it's nice to be back, and I'm talking about, you know, a lot of stuff. I'm talking about the world. I'm talking about my kids. I'm talking about America. You name it, I got. And we do crowd work, and so that also adds to the night. And I just think it's going to be a fun night of laughter and getting together and just celebrating life.
As a comedian, your role has changed and evolved quite a bit over, the last couple of decades. And I think you've sort of taken on this responsibility to shed light on more serious subjects. How did that shift occur for you? Was that a sense of responsibility, or?
Sometimes people will say, you're a comedian, you shouldn't do that. Shut up and tell jokes. And I say, well then, okay, you're an accountant, then shut up and account. Like, who's got the right to say something? And so if I have the platform, I'm going to step up and do that. Your first role as a comedian is to be funny. People came to see you make them laugh. So it's not that they're there to hear your speech about the climate. But if you are skilled enough to get your point across seriously and then have a punchline, now you've won. And so I think in my mind, I say you live and die by the laughs.
What's left on your comedy bucket list?
Well, one of the big things I've wanted to do is to have my own show, meaning like a sitcom of some sort. So I have definitely pitched and tried, and just it's never gone on air. So I would love to have a show that's kind of based around my comedy. You know, one of the things I talk about is that I'm a pleaser. Like, I always say yes. And it's an interesting thing to look into, because I think from our cultures, we're taught from a young age, always help people, always be there for people. So there's times when I'm at home and I'm sitting there with my wife and kids, and I go, guys, I gotta go. And my wife goes, where are you going? I go, I gotta go. I'm officiating someone's wedding. And she goes, what? And I go, yeah, they asked me. She goes, who? The guy was on Instagram. He said, do I mind? I said, sure. She goes, are they paying you? I go, no, the guy was not. And she goes, what is wrong with you? I go, I gotta officiate a wedding. So I've actually done that, and so I want to do a show about a guy who can't say no, and I just want to have fun with it. That's on my bucket list.
It sounds like you're a pretty awesome yes man. I wish you the best of luck with all that.
Thank you, Dina. I appreciate you, and I hope people come out on the 11th over there in Etihad Arena. It's going to be a fun night. Hi, everybody. This is Maz Jobrani, and you are watching DXB Today.
Maz Jobrani, what a legend. He's such a funny guy and such a nice guy, too. Now, you were actually promoting him on the Discover app, Dane, and of course, as well as John Cleese's show. What else is going on this week that we have to look forward to? And I also hear big news with your app. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so in terms of things to do, you've got John's event, you've got the comedy shows that are happening all over. So, there's a real need for these events for people here right now, and Discover's a great place to go in.
Thank you so much indeed for that. Thanks for being our co-host as well.
Thank you.
I was about to say goodbye, but there's something we haven't told you about yet.
Oh, go on.
We are going to quiz you, Dane. It's the DXB in 60. We're going to find out how much you've learned on the show today. Are you ready?
No, I hate moments like
we're going to
this.
go anyway. Let's have 60 seconds on the clock in 3, 2, 1. What was today's show about? Comedy or fashion?
Comedy.
Correct. Which event did our DXB presenter visit? Was it Art Dubai or Comic-Con?
Comic-Con.
Who was the DXB Today presenter? Who went to Comic-Con? Was it Faris or Khalid?
Faris.
Correct. Sorry, you said Faris?
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Which actress did Faris talk to at Comic-Con? Was it Selena Kalamawi or May Kalamawi?
May.
Correct. Which Marvel series did we say May Kalamawi stars in? Was it Moon Knight or Ms. Marvel?
Miss Marvel.
Incorrect. When was Comic-Con held? Was it last month or last weekend?
Last weekend.
Correct.
I was there.
Where was Comic-Con held this year? Abu Dhabi?
Dhabi.
It was correct, Abu Dhabi. Which famous show did John Cleese first star in? Monty Python or Fawlty Towers?
Fawlty Towers.
Incorrect, Monty Python. Which festival is John Cleese going to be speaking at? Is it Taste of Dubai or Dubai Links?
Links.
Correct. When is John Cleese performing in Dubai? March 18th?
18th.
It is 18th,
it's on
correct.
The Discover app.
And that is and time is up. You got 8 correct.
I'll take
well
that.
done.
I'll
We'll
take
give a
that.
round of applause whilst we're having a quick look, and we'll find out how you have done compared to everybody else this week. Here we go. Oh, you're tied.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, but you're tied in
tied
first
for
with
top.
apparently everybody
Okay,
else.
all right.
Yeah, that works for us. Well done, Dane. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
for
coming
having
in. Wish you the best of luck with the app, and we'll speak to you very
Thank you.
soon.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Right, we are. Time now for a quick break, but do stay with us here on DXB Today. When we come back, an amazing musical performance. Stay with us.
Welcome back to DXB Today. Now, I'm really excited because now we are joined by an incredibly talented singer and songwriter, Ryan Gibb. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I love the fact you've brought in a huge piano with you as well.
Yeah, it fits in the back of the car, it folds in, it's easy to carry around. It's
in
perfect.
a Nissan Micra.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine. I know that today, I'm going to jump straight into it because I know today you're actually performing quite a special song for us.
Yes.
We're excited. Tell us a little bit
That's
about
right. So I've written a song for a little boy called Max, and with all the doom and gloom in the world, it's easy to write a song about love story and about the problems with relationships. And the thing is, this is a happy song. Everyone can relate to it, if you're a parent especially. So yeah, I'm just going to sing this for you guys today and hope everyone enjoys it.
I'm sure they absolutely will. How did you get into this kind of singing and then I guess more the songwriting, or which came first perhaps?
Well, to be honest with you, I've been playing piano for a long, long time, since I was probably about that height. I'm from Northern Ireland, back in the UK, and my dad was a musician.
Okay.
So there was only one way I was going to go. So then I went to university in Liverpool, Paul McCartney's university.
Amazing.
He gave me my degree. Got
No
the picture
way.
in Mum and Dad's house.
Paul
Yes.
McCartney off of the actual Beatles?
Yes,
Oh my
Sir
God.
Paul McCartney, sorry.
Sorry. Right, okay.
And then from then I went to London to sort of ply my trade, and I've worked with so many incredible musicians over the years, and now I'm in Dubai.
I love that so much. So where can we find out about you, get your music, follow everything you're doing, and where we can see you perform?
Absolutely. So you can follow me on Instagram. It's Ryan Gibb Official. And I'm doing lots of things in the pipeline at the minute with various venues. But one venue that I'm playing at every week is called Bel Canto at the Dubai Opera House, which is a beautiful, stunning venue. And yeah, I would love to see some of you guys come down and enjoy the show.
Oh, absolutely. Sounds fantastic. Listen, we're really excited to hear you perform an original song. I'm going to let you get set up right now. Tom, over to you, my dear.
KTO, thank you very much indeed for that one. That's it for the show today. And I think, Dina, it's fair to say that it hasn't been your average show, has it?
Not at all. I am really impressed with us. I mean, look at who we just hung out with.
John
Cleese. I'm going to score some serious points with the in-laws, too, and my parents, and everyone I know. This has been a memorable show.
He'll keep us smiling throughout the weekends, that's for sure.
You've been feeling starstruck, Katie?
Yeah, I really am. I'm so excited. And also, you know, just the fact that my parents will be so excited when I saw John Cleese. Right, remember as well, don't forget to use the hashtag DXB Today. Anything that is happening in Dubai, use the hashtag, let us know. We could feature it on the show.
Join us next week as we look at the growing trends on social media. Till then, have a great weekend. Yalla, Ryan, let's see what you've got in store for us.
You are strong, you are great, you are the best thing I will ever create. Though you're small, you got big hopes and dreams. Although this life is never quite what it seems. Oh, I love to watch you grow. I love you more than you'll ever know. You're my little ray of sunshine. Yes, it's true. I always think about you when I'm feeling blue. You're my little ray of sunshine. Yes, it's true. I'm so proud of every little thing you do. You're my little ray of sunshine. When you're afraid, just try to be brave. Don't let nothing stand in your way. Just look up and I will always be there. 'Cause nothing can break the love that we share. You're my little ray of sunshine. Yes, it's true. I always think about you when I'm feeling blue. You're my little ray of sunshine. Yes, it's true. I'm so proud of every little thing you do. Just keep reaching for the stars and you'll be fine. You're my little ray of sunshine.